Bosko at the Zoo is okay, but it's not brilliant. This is a Warner Brothers cartoon from 1932. It's directed by Hugh Harman with voices provided by Rochelle Hudson, Rudolf Ising, and Johnny Murray. And Bosko and Honey are visiting the zoo, but I don't understand why they bothered to even include Honey in this because she was barely in it, and it just would have made sense without her because it feels like Bosco almost forgot she existed. They go to the zoo and things start off well enough, but then something happens to Bosco's hat. I won't say what that is, but he goes after the hat and ends up in a bit of danger with some of the other animals. I think it would have been interesting if Honey had a more prominent role to play, but the scenes that she was in were absolutely fine, and we have an interesting variety of animals, and Bosco has different interactions with them, and it's okay. It's fine. It's not amazing. There's definitely room for improvement, but at the same time, the animation is absolutely fine. There were many other cartoons set in zoos that I'd recommend before this, even from the 1930s. But as a Bosco cartoon, it's okay. There are a couple of Bosco cartoons that I've seen that are just bordering on unwatchable. This one's definitely not one of them, but I wouldn't put it up there as being one of the best. It's an okay cartoon. If you're a fan of Bosco in general and you haven't seen it, I'd say give it a go. But if you're just looking for an interesting cartoon, it's not that great. There is one moment that I actually really enjoyed, and I'll share that with a spoiler warning in a moment. But as I said, the involvement of Honey was just a bit unusual as I was waiting for her to come back into it or to do something important or to have a significant role or even any role. And it was just a bit strange that they even bothered to include her when it could have just been about Bosco going to the zoo by himself, and that would have made a little bit more sense. The animals are interesting enough. There are, as I said, an interesting variety. There is an interesting variety there, so it's not too bad in general as far as the zoo aspect goes. So it's okay. It's not amazing. Definitely room for improvement, but it's watchable. If it sounds like your kind of thing, then I'd say give it a go. So the spoiler that I was going to mention, the one bit that I quite liked, it doesn't make any sense logically, but it was amusing. And this is the bit where the ostrich eats Bosco's hat and he waits for him to deposit it into an egg, and then he'd let the egg hatch, and out would come the hat. And it doesn't make any sense, but there was just something about it that I found rather charming. So, one or two small good moments in general. It's not amazing. I wouldn't watch it again, but it is watchable. And if you're a Bosco fan, I'd say it's worth checking out.